Mwangi, KTN News, Nairobi.
Now, going back to one of our top stories this morning, and slightly over 1 million Class 8 pupils are sitting for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examinations across the country. The pupils went through the rehearsal on Monday with Education CS Fred Matiang'i, assuring them of adequate security during the examination period. And I want to bring in my colleague Victor Gale, who's joining us live and direct from Nakuru. Victor, good morning. Where are you, and has the process of the examinations begun in earnest?
Well, Betty, this is Harambe Khalsa Primary School in Freehold Estate, and as early as towards 5:30, we had the Principal Secretary for Education, Belio Kipsang, here together with a top delegation of county education heads and also from the Teacher Service Commission, just witnessing the opening of the containers and also the distribution of the examination material. And after that, at around 8, they managed to begin their tour of schools, and so far they have gone to St. Mary's Girls Boarding Primary School, which is just a few kilometers from here, next to Afraha Stadium. And now here they've just left this particular institution, that is Harambe Khalsa, and they're headed to Menengai Primary. Though, Betty, in general, what the PSA, together with the top heads, they said that they're working close with the Ministry of Interior and also the Ministry of ICT. Though on matters to deal with the security, they're working closely with them. Interior docket to ensure that even in places that we have insecurity cases. I'll give an example of this region in the South Rift and also the North Rift, where we've had cases of insecurity. When you go to places to do with Marakwet, parts of Baringo, Tiachi constituency, as well as Laikipia. We also have the regional commander, that is Wanyama Musiambo, just giving a regional coordinator, rather, giving his assurance that he has managed to speak to his people on the ground, and they have assured that the process of the examination for the next 3 days will proceed as it was mandated, as it was said. Even remember yesterday, the head of state also made sentiments assuring Kenyans that the examination will go on without any hitches. Going back to Belio Kipsang, who's the PS, Belio said that working with the Ministry of Interior, what he basically means is that even in places where perhaps we've seen violence being experienced here and there in particular parts of this country, and there are places where perhaps they might react even today, as we await the announcement, or rather a statement that is going to be made by NASA leader, that is Raila Odinga. They say that they'll ensure that schools will not be affected, especially candidates who are sitting. And this is not only for the primary candidates, it also extends to those who are also preparing for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, because remember, generally in Kenya, we are now in an examination period, because soon after this, we'll have the Form 4 candidates also preparing for the examinations and also sitting for the examinations, which will also include a bit of practical also and theory. Betty?
Right, Victor. In some schools across the country, which were polling stations and centres, there are schools that were in one way or another destroyed. Did you notice or witness anything of this sort in Nakuru?
Well, in this particular region, let me just talk of the South Rift, not only Nakuru, we go to Bomet, Kericho, Narok, Samburu, Laikipia, Baringo. Such incidences were not witnessed here, even in places where where it is known to be an opposition zone, like Nakuru West, like here from where I am. It is just, I'm actually next to the border of Nakuru Town East constituency and Nakuru Town West. It is not far from here where I am. That was not witnessed here, but this particular region, actually, there was peaceful coexistence amongst the various supporters of the various political camps. So in this part, I'll say we didn't witness that, though what is a fact is that, and even the top security guys here agreed, some of the police officers, or rather the security agents that have been deployed to perhaps pitch tent, or rather offer security services during this particular national examination exercise, were already, they spent time at the various polling stations, if not the polling stations, right, maybe at the county tallying centers. And perhaps there is that backlog of sleep and tired prepared. But remember, this is a national exercise, and they have to work together to ensure that our candidates sail through the examination process. And also remember, Betty, before I hand over to you, during the campaigns, President Uhuru Kenyatta said that starting next year, the Form 1 students going up will receive free secondary education. So you can imagine the kind also of excitement that perhaps parents may have if once the kids are finished through primary school and they go to high school, they'll enjoy free secondary education, which economically is also